Ego concludes, "Congratulations, you are now ready for the second selection. The door ahead leads to the next stage, and you will enter one by one, completely alone." One of the top competitors, a guy named Rin, steps forward to enter. Before walking through the door, he kicks a ball high into the air, follows it with a second ball, and makes them collide perfectly mid-air. What on earth? The guys can't believe their eyes. That was just his warm-up. He steps through the door, and the second selection officially begins. The players enter one after another, and no one knows who passes and who fails. Finally, it's Isagi's turn. He enters the room to face the first trial, a training simulation where he must score 100 goals against a holographic goalkeeper within 90 minutes. With every goal scored, the positioning of the ball and the net changes, and the difficulty level ramps up. In short, it's a drill designed to maximize shooting efficiency and reaction time. Isagi continuously scores until he hits the maximum difficulty level. The balls become incredibly fast. Holographic defenders start moving, and the situation becomes intensely difficult. Isagi analyzes the scenario using his spatial awareness, but he fails to score because his standard shots lack the necessary precision and speed. At that moment, Isagi realizes he must evolve his weapon into a direct shot, striking the ball without trapping it. He executes it flawlessly. What a genius. Isagi keeps discovering more about his potential. Football isn't just a physical game. It's an intellectual battle of tactics, foresight, and high-level execution. He clears the first trial successfully and moves to the next room where he finds the players who cleared the test before him. A monitor displays the next rule: form a trio to proceed. This means he needs to choose two teammates. He immediately picks Bachira, but hesitates between Chigiri and Kunigami, who haven't arrived yet. Suddenly, Nagi approaches him with an unexpected offer. "Join our team, Isagi." Isagi politely declines because he's already partnering with Bachira. But then, Nagi shocks everyone, including his own partner, Ryo, by saying, "In that case, I'll join Isagi's team." It's an offer Isagi cannot refuse. Ryo is completely devastated, asking, "You're abandoning me?" Just like that. Nagi replies, "We lost to this guy before I need to evolve, and I want to learn from him." Nagi himself wants to learn from Isagi. "Look how far you've come." Isagi accepts him into the trio, and they head out to begin the real challenge of the second selection, the rivalry battle. Let me explain how it works. All teams now consist of exactly 3 players. Each team has the right to challenge any other team to a 3vs3 match, with a holographic goalkeeper. The first team to score 5 goals wins. The winning team gets to steal 1 player from the losing team, increasing their roster to 4 players. That 4-man team will then face another 4-man winning team. The first team to assemble a total of 5 players clears the second selection. Meanwhile, the losing teams keep losing members until only 1 unchosen player remains, and that final player is permanently eliminated from Blue Lock, seeing their football dream die. That is the ruthless nature of the second selection. The rankings are re-evaluated, this time with real numbers based on the order they cleared the first trial. The team waiting in the room consists of the top 3 highest ranked players, led by the absolute number 1 Itoshi Rin. Isagi and his team could easily wait for other teams to enter and pick an easier matchup, but triggered by Rin's arrogant and provocative remarks, Isagi gets fired up. He takes a massive gamble and decides to challenge the top 3. It's Isagi, Nagi, and Bachira versus the top 3. The match kicks off, and Isagi's team wastes no time. Bachira showcases his explosive dribbling. No one can touch this artist. He delivers a magical pass to Nagi, who controls it beautifully before setting up Isagi. Isagi unleashes his new weapon, the direct shot, blasting it into the net. 1-0. What a phenomenal start. But Rin just looks at them coldly and says, "You guys are incredibly boring. Honestly, I don't even need teammates to deal with you." The match resumes, and Rin takes a shot directly from the kickoff at the center circle. Everyone is stunned as the ball flies in a perfect arc, scoring a spectacular goal. The guy has no limits. The top 3 show why they are number 1. They put on an absolute clinic, showcasing their terrifying individual abilities. One possesses insane physical flexibility and agility. Another has unparalleled muscular strength and power. And then there's Rin with his flawless spatial vision and curling. Pinpoint strikes. They score a second, then a third. Isagi and his team are left completely helpless as the score hits 3-1. These are the top 3 for a reason. Isagi can't find any openings, every path is blocked. But Nagi takes the initiative, proposing a solution. They must stay compact within a certain radius and use high-speed short passes to penetrate their defense and score. Rin, however, reads their intention perfectly. Bachira passes to Nagi, shouting, "You know what to do?" Nagi skillfully gets past his marker and scores. This is the perfect chemical reaction between Nagi and Bachira. The match resumes, and Rin takes another direct shot from the kickoff circle. "Are you insane, man?" Again, but this time Isagi anticipates it, sprinting back to make a last-second goal line clearance, sending it out for a corner. Everyone expects a standard cross, but Rin ruthlessly shoots directly from the corner flag straight into the net. Unbelievable. It's 4-2 for the top 3. Isagi's team desperately tries to equalize, but all their attempts fail miserably. Rin operates on an entirely different dimension. He reads Isagi's every movement, completely controlling the entire pitch like a puppeteer. The gap between Isagi and Rin is a massive abyss. There's simply no comparison. Rin cuts through their entire defense and scores the final goal. The top 3 win the match. Isagi is left utterly devastated. For their prize, Rin's team chooses to steal Bachira. Just like that, Isagi and Nagi are down to a two-man team. They are now facing a do-or-die situation. They have only one match left, and if they lose, one of them will be eliminated. Bachira looks back at Isagi tearfully, saying, "I'm sorry, Isagi, I have to go with them. These are the rules of Blue Lock. But I won't wait for you, man. If you want me back, come and take me." They descend to the loser's room for two Best East 2 matchups, being the very first team to arrive. According to the rules, they must wait 24 hours before they can challenge or accept a match from another team. Soon after, a familiar face walks in. Baru Shuei, the king, they can't believe. He lost. His teammate reveals that Baru scored 4 goals entirely by himself, but the opposing team scored 5 and 1. They didn't select Baru to join them because of his absolute toxic selfishness. Baru snaps, "That wasn't my fault. My teammates were utterly pathetic. Anyway, if you want to fight me, come at me anytime. I won't run away, you cowards." Everyone retreats to their lounge to rest. Isagi and Nagi discuss their loss, realizing that the key to winning these small-sided matches comes down to absolute individual mastery. That explains how a completely uncooperative team like the top 3 managed to utterly crush them. In short, they must evolve their existing weapons and discover new ones. The next day, they hit the training room. Isagi works relentlessly on perfecting his direct shot. Baru's former teammate joins them, mocking Isagi, "You and I are exactly the same. Isagi, we're completely useless on our own. That's why Nagi is the centerpiece here. If you guys win, no one is going to pick me anyway. I challenge you right here, right now." Isagi, unless you're a chicken, Isagi accepts the challenge. He and Nagi prepare themselves for the high-stakes match against Baru's team. Time flies and the match kicks off. Nagi starts with the ball, but Baru immediately strips it, away with pure physical dominance. He drives forward and unleashes a ferocious long-range rocket that blasts into the top corner. Baru's weapon used to be scoring from exactly 27 meters out, but he has extended his lethal range to 29 meters. The king is definitely not to be underestimated. The match resumes and Isagi is visibly shaken and hesitant, unsure of what to do. He faces a defender and fails to dribble past him. "Man, you're struggling out here," just past to Nagi. He feeds Nagi, who showcases his incredible, unpredictable first touch, controlling the ball like a professional dancer. Isagi is stunned by Nagi's rapid evolution. Nagi scores, tying the match 1-1-1. The game resumes and Nagi double teams Baru with Isagi, telling him press him together. He'll never pass the ball because of his massive ego. Sure enough, they strip the ball from Baru. Isagi takes it and passes to Nagi, who controls it beautifully. The phenomenal Nagi scores again, putting them ahead 2-1. Baru is absolutely livid. He attempts another direct shot from the kickoff circle, just like Rin did, but it smashes against the crossbar. His teammate snaps up the rebound and feeds it back to Baru, who ruthlessly hammers it home. What a goal, it's 2-2. The battle rages on. The opposing defender constantly taunts Isagi, trying to shatter his confidence, and successfully distracts him to steal the ball. Baru drives forward, attracting the defense, while his teammate slips into the box. Baru demands, "Pass it back to me." But the teammate decides to take the shot himself. Isagi realizes the teammate's weapon is sneaking into the blind spot from behind. Fortunately, the shot hits the crossbar, but the danger isn't over. Baru violently lunges at the loose ball and volleys it into the net. 3-2 for Baru's team. At that exact moment, Isagi undergoes an epiphany. He realizes he is exactly like that. Defender both can slip into blind spots, but that defender lacks the clinical finishing, whereas Isagi has the direct shot, but lacks the off-the-ball movement to slip behind the defense. The solution is to find that missing piece. This is a psychological war between Isagi and the defender. Whoever uncovers their missing piece first will secure victory for their team. Isagi tells himself, "I must find this weapon. The weapon that will allow me to win individual duels. That's what I need to compete with monsters like Baru and Nagi." The match continues. Isagi tries to dribble but is shut down again. He relies on Nagi once more, who scores another brilliant equalizer. But Isagi is deeply dissatisfied with himself. He knows he needs to break his limits. Change only begins when you completely erase your past self and reinvent who you are from scratch. Baru takes the kickoff and shoots immediately, but Nagi blocks it. Isagi collects the ball, but the defender has anticipated his movement, stripping it right from his feet. The defender tries to score but misses, forcing him to pass to Baru, who ruthlessly finishes it 4-3. Baru's team needs only one more goal to win. Isagi analyzes what just happened, trying to comprehend how the defender keeps stealing the ball. He realizes the defender is consistently positioning himself in Isagi's blind spot. That is his secret weapon for winning individual duels, operating completely outside the opponent's field of vision, even without the ball. He realizes Rin was utilizing the exact same principle. Isagi decides it's time to truly reinvent himself. He strains his brain, completely deciphering the defender's off-the-ball movement. He passes to Nagi, leaving him to create magic, while Isagi focuses entirely on positioning and exploiting his new insight. Nagi scores a dazzling equalizer, bringing the score to 4-4. The next goal wins it all. Nagi looks at Isagi and asks, "What's up with you, partner?" Isagi snaps back coldly, "Shut up, I'm about to show you what real despair looks like." Wow. Nagi realizes Isagi isn't playing games anymore. He remembers that same terrifying aura from when they first faced each other, knowing right then they are going to win. The final play begins, begins, and Baru is relentless. He fires a ferocious shot right from the start, a massive strike that the keeper barely deflects onto the crossbar. The tension is through the roof, the ball loops back down, and the defender charges toward it. Hesitating between passing and shooting, he decides to shoot, attempting to copy Isagi's direct shot, but the ball rattles off the post. He tried to replicate Isagi's weapon perfectly, but lacked the technical precision. The ball falls to Nagi. Isagi instantly drives deep into the heart of the defense. He watches Baru's eyes, and the exact microsecond Baru looks away toward Nagi, Isagi slips directly into Baru's blind spot. What a brilliant play! Isagi used the defender's own weapon to completely dismantle Baru. Not only that, but he seamlessly blends it with his direct shot. The defender is left frozen in shock as Isagi fires a magnificent winner into the net. Isagi's team wins at last. Now comes the big decision. Whom do they select? The defender or Baru? The choice is obvious. Since Isagi has completely absorbed and mastered the defender's weapon, the guy is obsolete to them. They decide to steal Baru, leaving the defender to be eliminated. Let's flash back 24 hours to when the contestants first cleared the initial trial. Kunigami and Shigiri couldn't find Isagi or Bachira. Discovering they had partnered with Nagi, searching for a third member, they ran into Ryo. They told him, "We're targeting Isagi and Bachira, who left us behind. And your partner abandoned you too, didn't he? Why don't you join forces with us?" Ryo agreed, and the new trio began training. Back to the present, Isagi and his team are training. Isagi notices Baru undergoing an incredibly intense, grueling solo workout. Isagi realizes this relentless discipline is the secret behind his extraordinary abilities, so he decides to join him. Nagi sees them and thinks, well, count me in too. While they are training, the other trio is doing the same. Later, while relaxing in the communal baths, Isagi's team crosses paths with Kunigami's trio by chance. They exchange tense words, and Shigiri steps up to greet his old friend Ryo. But Ryo rejects him coldly, saying, "You are my enemy now. You didn't choose me, so I will personally destroy you." The stage is set for an epic showdown. Isagi, Nagi, and Baru versus Shigiri, Kunigami, and Ryo. A battle of former comrades who will emerge victorious. Hours pass quickly, and the match arrives. Both teams formulate their strategies and prepare for kickoff. The match begins, and Baru takes the ball charging forward. But Kunigami blocks him using a bizarre defensive tactic, pressing him slightly before backing off. Isagi instantly reads the play. Kunigami knows he can't stop Baru completely, so he's simply trying to force him away from his lethal shooting zone. Isagi yells past the ball, but Baru completely ignores him due to his massive ego. Ryo intercepts Isagi, blindsides Baru, and strips the ball away. They charge toward Isagi, having fully anticipated Baru's selfishness. Using it to double-team him, Isagi scrambles to read Ryo's movement. Ryo looks toward Kunigami, and Isagi rushes to intercept the lane, but it turns out to be a brilliant deceptive pass to Shigiri. Their synchronization is flawless. Nagi tries to catch him, Shigiri blazes down the pitch and smashes the ball into the net. 1-0 for Chigiri's team. Instead of being discouraged, Isagi and Nagi ignite with pure excitement, ready to counter. The match resumes, and Isagi drives forward, activating all his weapons simultaneously. He creates a perfect mental map of every potential passing lane that could lead to a goal. He passes to Baru and moves into space. Ryo marks him closely, but Isagi uses his off-the-ball movement to slip away, waiting for Baru to return the pass. But as expected, the stubborn, irritating king refuses to pass, turning the ball over instead. Kunigami capitalizes on the turnover, driving close to the box and unleashing a thunderous, signature long-range strike. 2-1 for Kunigami's team. Nagi loses his patience with Baru, snapping, "Play like a normal human being, man. Stop hogging the ball entirely by yourself." Isagi finds himself in a nightmare scenario. His job is to bridge the gap between these two contrasting egos. He must find the chemical reaction between Baru and Nagi to win this match. They launch another attack, but Baru shuts down every collaborative option. Isagi decides to ignore him and link up exclusively with Nagi, who offers far more versatility. Isagi delivers a sharp pass, and despite Shigiri marking him tightly, Nagi leaves everyone speechless with an otherworldly first touch, altering the ball's trajectory mid-air to completely leave Shigiri stranded. Beautiful, he slots it home for their first goal. The genius of Nagi Seishiro. The score is now 2-1 end. Nagi tells Isagi, "That was perfect. Let's just play between the two of us from now on." Isagi still wants to integrate Baru, but Baru is completely incapable of understanding teamwork. His only focus is scoring his own goals. Nagi dismisses him. "Don't waste your energy. We can win this ourselves. We don't need him." The match resumes, and the opposing team attacks. Ryo drives forward, passing Isagi with seamless 1-2 combinations. Their teamwork is highly coordinated, a highly successful chemical reaction, amplified by Chigiri's terrifying speed. Chigiri lofts a cross into the box, and Kunigami rises high, powering a header into the net. 3-1 Isagi is left completely bewildered as their defense crumbles. He knows playing only with Nagi won't be enough to overcome this deficit. He forces his brain to think harder until a radical idea hits him. "I need to devour Baru." "What on earth are you planning to do, Isagi? Let's find out." The match resumes and Isagi reads the field. He notices the opponents are increasing their defensive pressure on Nagi, reducing his options, while they completely ignore Baru because they know he will never pass. Isagi decides to exploit this. He drives directly toward Baru, creating the illusion that he's going to pass to him, which completely fractures the defender's positioning. Blindsiding them entirely, he zips a pass to Nagi. Instead, Ryo anticipates Nagi's move and closes in. But Nagi manages to hold him off. Isagi sprints past them into the blind spot, screaming, "Pass it here." What Nagi saw but the defenders missed was that Isagi was actively manipulating every single player on the pitch, exploiting their blind spots to penetrate the deepest layer of the defense. This is what it means to devour Baru, utilizing his toxic presence as the ultimate decoy. "If you refuse to help me, I will force you to be my pawn." What a terrifyingly brilliant mindset. Glowing with an intense aura, Isagi receives the pass and fires it home. 3-2, Baru is absolutely losing his mind with rage. Isagi looks at him coldly and says, "Keep playing. Exactly like that. Stay as selfish and irritating as you want. Just don't get in our way again." Baru explodes with anger. The opposing team restarts, launching a cautious attack, now highly wary of Isagi. They opt for high crosses to Kunigami, but Baru intercepts the ball, driving forward entirely on his own as usual. The defenders quickly swarm him and strip the ball away, just like every other time. But this time, Isagi predicted the exact outcome. He uses Baru as a decoy once more, retrieving the loose ball and initiating a flawless counterattack, sending a beautiful cross to Nagi, who thumps it into the net. An incredible equalizer. It's 3-3. Shigiri gets furious, yelling, "Are you kidding me? Let me show you what I can really do." He spearheads a fierce attack, receiving a pass from Ryo. Chigiri is pushed to his absolute limit, running with blind intensity. He knows his one weakness. His speed slightly dips the exact microsecond he controls the ball. Nagi is aware of this too, waiting to pounce on that exact moment. Anticipating the trap, Chigiri cleverly taps the ball ahead into open space without stopping, accelerating like a bullet. Chigiri is evolving too. The intensity is off the charts. Baru slides in to challenge him, but Chigiri's raw speed is simply untouchable. He reaches the box and fires a clinical strike, scoring their fourth goal. 4-3. In that moment, Isagi gets even more fired up, shouting, "Bring it on! Chigiri, man, this has completely transcended a normal football match. It's a literal battlefield where dreams are on the line." The match restarts, driven to his absolute limit. Baru suddenly shoots directly from the kickoff circle. The ball violently rattles off the crossbar, and everyone scrambles for the rebound. Kunigami controls it, but Nagi closes him down instantly. The tension is palpable. Kunigami passes to Ryo, but Isagi intercepts the lane, stripping the ball away. Ryo tackles him, sending the ball loose toward Baru. Baru drives forward into his shooting zone, but Chigiri closes in rapidly from behind to block him. Baru realizes he won't beat Chigiri's speed in time. Suddenly, he notices Isagi open ahead of him. In a shocking twist, Baru actually passes the ball. Isagi's overwhelming presence forced the arrogant king to pass against his own will. Baru himself can't believe what he just did. Isagi seizes the opportunity perfectly, smashing the ball into the back of the net. 4-4. The next goal wins the entire match. Isagi looks at Baru and smirks. "Good job, king. You're finally learning how to pass to your superiors." Baru's pride is completely shattered. The man who used to dictate everything is now the one being manipulated. Isagi completely devoured him. The final play begins. Isagi's team shuts down every passing lane to Chigiri. Left with no options, Ryo passes to Kunigami, who triggers a quick 1-2 back to Ryo, waiting for a defensive error to feed Chigiri. Kunigami spots an opening and throws a pass, but Nagi tracks it brilliantly. Isagi smiles, "Great job, Nagi." This was all part of Isagi's master plan. He baited Ryo into passing toward Chigiri so Nagi could cut the lane. However, Nagi fails to control the deflection, and the ball loops high into the air, landing right at Baru's feet. Isagi screams, "Let's go, Baru!" Nagi sprints forward as an option, shouting, "I'm open," but Baru is trapped in a deep psychological crisis. "I was always the star who scored the goals. Now I'm just a supporting shadow for these two." Broken and facing the despair of defeat, Baru is about to pass to Isagi, but something inside him snaps. The inner beast roars, "Are you really going to accept living the rest of your life as a follower?" Baru violently rejects the thought, blinded by pure, unadulterated rage. He cuts past Kunigami, refusing to pass, and charges down the pitch alone, tearing through the defense. With absolute savagery, no one can believe what they are witnessing. This time, Baru is the one devouring Isagi. Chigiri watches in absolute horror, with no one left ahead of him. Baru unleashes a devastating, unstoppable strike into the net. "Goal, goal, goal!" Baru roars at the top of his lungs, his pride completely restored as Team Isagi wins the match amidst total shock. What an unbelievable finale. Now they must choose which player to steal from the defeated team. Each has a different opinion. Baru wants Kunigami for his physical hold-up play to help him score more goals. Nagi wants Ryo to restore their tactical balance. But Isagi is focused entirely on challenging Rin again. To defeat the top three, they need someone capable of completely breaking their tactical structure. Someone who evolved dramatically during this very match. That person is Chigiri. Isagi declares the choice is made. The only one who can elevate us to beat Rin's team is you, Chigiri. They select Chigiri to join their roster. Nagi tries to comfort a devastated Ryo, but Ryo pushes him away. You've changed. Why didn't you choose me? Did you forget our promise to become the best in the world together? Nagi replies coldly. If I chose you out of pity, would you really be satisfied? You're the one who forgot our promise. Honestly, right now, you're just a drag, Ryo. Talk about a brutal emotional blow. Isagi adds, be the person who gets chosen, not the one waiting around to be picked. Why do you even play football? Only those with the drive to be the absolute best survive in Blue Lock. Otherwise, go play in your backyard, kid. Kunigami comforts Ryo as they walk away. Watch them leave. Ryo, keep your head up. That is the true spirit of a warrior. Meanwhile, Bachira is training intensely with Rin to elevate his game, but he is completely outclassed. Rin tells him, you will never defeat me, because you are terrified of playing alone. Your playstyle looks like it's constantly searching for someone else to rely on. It's pathetic. Rin's words cut deep, but Bachira knows he has always subconsciously relied on Isagi. Ever since they met in Blue Lock, Isagi was the only one who truly understood him, forming a deep psychological dependency. As they leave the pitch, they are shocked to find Isagi standing there. Isagi grins. I told you, I'd come back for you, but Bachira, we're here to crush them and take you back. Unless you're scared to fight me, Rin accepts the challenge coldly. This is exactly what Isagi wanted, the ultimate final match of the second selection. The winner advances directly to the third selection. The final match arrives, and everyone takes their positions. Team Rin takes the kickoff, and Bachira instantly drives forward, showcasing his trademark dribbling. But Isagi isn't the same player he used to be. He locks him down, fired up by Isagi's growth. Bachira tries to force his way past, but Baru closes in to form a flawless double-team trap. Bachira lofts a desperate pass to escape, but Isagi reads it perfectly, intercepting the ball and launching an instant counter-attack. Nagi drives forward, and Isagi sends a beautiful cross into the box. Rin tracks it, forcing Nagi to find an alternate route. Breaking all expectations, Nagi cleverly drops the ball into open space, where Chigiri flies in from the opposite wing at maximum speed, smashing a phenomenal volley into the net. 1-0, what a beautiful goal. Team Rin restarts with Bachira driving the ball upfield. Their tall defender links up with Chigiri, executing a deceptive run that creates confusion. He lofts a beautiful cross to their muscular forward, who uses his immense physical strength to overpower Baru. He taps a delicate pass to the one man waiting, Itoshi Rin. Nagi rushes to block him, but Rin bypasses him with supreme skill. Chigiri closes in, but Rin outmaneuvers him too. Only Isagi is left. Isagi stands frozen as Rin unleashes a breathtaking curve strike that rips into the net. Once Isagi realizes Rin is a literal genius who manipulates every single element on the pitch to create his own chances. Isagi fumes, realizing that to defeat Rin, he must completely devour his tactical vision. Isagi is the only one who can read Rin's thoughts, making him the absolute key to stopping him. The match continues. Chigiri faces the tall defender, while Rin occupies a perfect strategic position. Nagi is left completely unmarked and drives forward. With the defense hyper-focused on Nagi, Isagi slips into their blind spot. Chigiri spots him and delivers a crisp pass, but out of nowhere, Rin lunges in and intercepts it. Rin completely dismantles Isagi's strategy, stealing the ball and feeding Bachira on the counterattack. Bachira delivers a stunning curling cross toward the box. Their towering forward rises high above Nagi and Chigiri, smashing a powerful header into the back of the net. 2-1 for Team Rin. Isagi and Nagi are pushed to their absolute limits, their competitive spirits burning furiously. They launch another attack. Isagi tries to find openings through blind spots, but Rin reads his movements perfectly. Seeing this, Nagi decides to break the tactical mold entirely, shouting, "Watch me shatter your calculations." He drives forward, drawing Rin's attention, before pulling off a deceptive dummy pass back to Isagi. Isagi reads it instantly, firing a quick return pass. Rin recovers rapidly, but Nagi pulls off a spectacular fluid feint, completely outwitting him, before smashing a beautiful goal into the corner. 2-2. That goal finally ignites Rin's cold exterior. His heart burns with intense passion. The match resumes, and Team Rin launches a fierce synchronized assault led by Rin himself. They execute rapid 1-2 combinations, moving the ball flawlessly. Rin drives toward the box, and Nagi lunges to block him, expecting a feint just like before, but Rin completely outplays him. Isagi tries to step in, but Rin blindsides them both, zipping a quick pass to Bachira at the last microsecond. Bachira receives it and ruthlessly fires it home. 3-2 for Team Rin. Isagi realizes the terrifying reality of Rin's genius. He is the ultimate architect of the pitch, controlling his teammates and opponents alike. Nagi addresses the team. If we play conventionally, he will read every single move. We must abandon our standard tactical formulas. Everyone agrees, throwing logic out the window. The match restarts. Isagi passes to Chigiri, maintaining their high-speed tempo. Rin anticipates the lane to Nagi, but Isagi slips past the defense into a completely vacant space, directly in front of the goal. Rin recovers with terrifying speed, closing down the angle, but right at the moment of impact, Baru breaks all logic. He tackles his own teammate Isagi, stealing the ball from him. This is a chaotic variable Rin could never have calculated. Baru drives forward and unleashes a ferocious strike into the top corner. 4-4. The match is tied once more, and the next goal will decide everything. Isagi finally understands the formula. To defeat Rin, they must rely on absolute unpredictable chaos. The game resumes, and Rin passes to Bachira. Isagi presses him hard with Chigiri closing in to assist. Bachira passes back to Rin, who attempts to dribble, but Isagi anticipates the move, forcing a turnover. Baru claims the loose ball, driving past the first defender, before Rin tackles him at the last microsecond. The ball flies loose. Isagi and Rin sprint toward it, their minds perfectly synchronized as they read the trajectory. Bachira watches them both in absolute awe. Those two are the undisputed kings of the pitch. The ball goes out for a corner for Team Rin. Rin steps up to take it. Isagi tries to calculate his options. Will he cross or shoot? I'll position myself right in the middle. If he passes, I'll intercept, and if he shoots, I'll sprint to block. But Rin executes a strike faster than human thought, curling the ball directly over the defense into the far corner before Isagi can even react. 4-3 for Team Rin. With only one goal left for Rin's team to win, Isagi is absolutely consumed by fury. He tells his team, "Let's go." He launches a blistering run, using Baru as a visual decoy to open up the pitch. Bachira closes down the passing lanes to Nagi and Baru, believing he has Isagi trapped, but Isagi executes an unexpected, towering long ball across the pitch to Chigiri, who guns his engines like a Lamborghini. Isagi is the only one who reads the second ball, sprinting directly toward the box. The ball drops perfectly into his path, but Rin tracks him down, closing in from behind. "Are you kidding me? You again?" But this was the exact moment Isagi was waiting for. He waits for Rin to commit, then deceptively flicks the ball with his heel mid-air. Rin is left completely horrified as the ball flies past him into the net. A spectacular backheel direct shot. Isagi completely outsmarted Rin. The score is tied 4-4. The next goal determines who advances. The final sequence begins, and Bachira is completely overwhelmed by Isagi's terrifying evolution. The match restarts, and Team Rin moves the ball cleanly, eventually feeding Bachira. But Bachira is trapped in an emotional crisis, his hesitation slowing down his reactions, allowing Chigiri to intercept the ball. Baru recovers it, and Nagi yells at Bachira, "Did you really think we'd select you if you lose looking this pathetic? You're wrong, kid. We're choosing Rin because he's the strongest." Those words completely shatter Bachira's mental blocks. His inner monster awakens and he goes absolutely berserk. Baru and Isagi engage in flawless 1-2 tiki-taka passing. But Bachira flies in with an intense, unexpected slide tackle on Isagi completely. Chigiri crosses it into the box, and Nagi nods it down perfectly into Isagi's path. This is the absolute perfect setup for a direct shot. Bachira watches in despair, expecting defeat. Isagi strikes the ball, but Rin lunges out of nowhere, blocking the shot at the final microsecond. The deflection loops high into the air and falls perfectly at Bachira's feet. This is the ultimate opportunity he has been searching for. Bachira drives forward like a madman, pulling off a stunning nutmeg on Isagi, slicing through the defense one by one. No one can stop him. Isagi and Rin are left completely frozen by his high-level mastery. Bachira takes the final shot, but Isagi reads the trajectory, making a miraculous, desperate block. What an unbelievable defensive evolution from Isagi. Rin realizes Isagi completely outmaneuvered them tactically, but by pure, agonizing misfortune, Isagi's block deflections lands exactly at Rin's feet. Rin cleanly volleys the loose ball into the net, scoring the final goal to win the match. The match ends, and Isagi is completely broken, consumed by utter despair. After all that monumental effort, how could I lose to a random deflection? Just because the ball luckily landed at Rin's feet, but Rin is equally dissatisfied, furious that someone managed to completely outplay him tactically. Rin addresses the group, "I'm the one making the choice. This time, for the first time since entering Blue Lock, I felt defeated. Isagi, I'm choosing you. There's something missing in my game, and I'm going to take it from you." Just like that, Isagi joins Rin's legendary team, clearing the second selection. Isagi apologizes to his former teammates, but they smile and tell him, "Get out of here, man. You made it. Keep moving forward and don't look back. Just know we're coming for you, and we will crush you next time." That is the ultimate spirit of competition. As they walk through the winner's corridor, Isagi asks Rin, "What made me lose to you? What was the missing piece I needed to win?" Rin looks at him and replies, "Are you blind?" "It was luck, lifestyle." Isagi is confused. "I want a tangible answer." "What do you mean by luck?" Rin explains. "Luck isn't just a random accident. It's a hidden tactical element on the pitch that you clearly don't comprehend yet." Suddenly, Ego appears on the monitors. "Congratulations on clearing the second selection. Enter the room and let's talk about luck." Luck isn't just random chance. You are the one who forces luck to happen by positioning yourself to exploit opportunities. If Rin hadn't run to that exact spot, he would never have had the chance to score. While everyone else slowed down at the final whistle, Rin kept driving forward, putting himself in a position where a random deflection could favor him. That is what it means to master luck. Never blame a loss on bad luck. That is the excuse of losers. To winners, luck is an opportunity they actively manufactured. Ego then outlines the third selection. Once all the remaining teams clear the stage, you will face a special exhibition match within the next 24 hours against 5 of the world's top international strikers. Consider it a warm-up to show you the massive gulf between you and the global elite. The 24 hours pass, and the exhibition match arrives. The international superstars step onto the pitch. The Blue Lock boys are highly motivated, launching an immediate attack. Bachira showcases his high-level dribbling, easily bypassing a defender. It's clear the world stars are playing casually. Isagi moves into space, but he is instantly shut down by a 17-year-old French prodigy, the youngest player on the French national team, who plays with the explosive style of Kylian Mbappe. Bachira lofts a brilliant cross to Rin, who scores the opening goal 1-0 for Blue Lock. The world stars smile. Alright, let's take this a bit seriously. Once they turn it on, it is an absolute massacre. The French prodigy displays untouchable, terrifying speed, combined with immense physical power and flawless technical execution. All of Blue Lock's weapons are completely obliterated. The match ends in a swift, crushing defeat for Rin and Isagi's team. It was a completely expected result, but Rin is deeply frustrated, having viewed these stars as genuine rivals. Meanwhile, Ego meets with the executive board of the Japan Football Union. The board members are furious with Ego's eccentric methods and the astronomical budget spent on Project Blue Lock. We haven't seen any tangible results yet, so we are shutting down the project immediately. Ego scoffs. You old men are so accustomed to giving up that you can't comprehend the miracles these boys are achieving. You want results? I'll give you results. My Blue Lock 11 will challenge the official Japan Under-20 national team. If we win, we take over the national team. Ego is dead serious. Shortly after all the remaining teams clear the second selection, the qualified players gather in the main arena for the commencement of the third selection. A total of 7 teams, exactly 35 players, have survived. The teams enter one by one. Nagi's team successfully clears it, and Isagi is thrilled to see his friends. Why are you surprised? We told you we'd catch up. Raichi's team qualifies as well, along with several unfamiliar faces. Isagi waits anxiously for Kunigami and Ryo. The final team walks out, and Ryo is among them, but Kunigami is completely missing. Isagi is devastated. Realizing Kunigami has been eliminated, Ryo explains tearfully, "We lost and they chose me over him." The top player of that final team mocks them. "I'm the one who crushed Kunigami. The guy wasn't fit to stand on this pitch." Isagi fumes. "Shut your mouth." The player sneers. "I don't care. I'm going to crush you next." He tries to confront Isagi, but Shigiri steps in to block him, and Bachira warns him off. "Alright, save the high school drama for later, boys." Ego enters the arena, silencing the crowd. We don't have time for petty squabbles. The third selection will be a do-or-die match for all of you, because our project is on the verge of being terminated. The JFU board wants to shut us down. Therefore, I have challenged them to a match in exactly 3 weeks. We will face the Japan U20 national team. To make things more interesting, the world-renowned prodigy, Itoshi Sae, will be joining their ranks. Itoshi Sae is Rin's older brother, an absolute football superstar, and Rin clearly detests him for reasons yet unknown. Ego concludes, if you win this match, you will hijack the Japanese national team, taking their official spots for yourselves. The fire is lit. This is the third selection, where the entire fate of Blue Lock hangs in the balance. How will they prepare for this monumental war? Who are the 11 players who will be chosen to represent Blue Lock? Can they truly defeat the national team? And what is the real story behind the bitter rivalry between Rin and his brother Sae? Find out next season on Isagi's Chronicle. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content. Peace out.